why most people fail at success, and how you can avoid it. Most people don't fail at success because they're incapable. They fail because they never defined success in the first place. They drift through life chasing shadows, titles, money, applause, without ever asking themselves one crucial question. What does success mean to me? Not to my parents, not to society, not to the crowd, to me. And that's where it begins, with a question. A burning question that splits the soul wide open and demands honesty. Are you living someone else's dream, or are you building your own? Most will never ask. They'll trade their ambition for approval. They'll give away their destiny one compromise at a time. And they'll wake up one day wondering why they feel hollow after doing everything they were supposed to do. But success isn't a checklist. It isn't a trophy. It's not found in a corner office or on a stage. It is forged in the fire of clarity and conviction. Andrew Carnegie said it best. The men who have succeeded are men who have chosen one line and stuck to it. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be rich to begin. You don't need the approval of the world. You need clarity. Because clarity is power. Clarity is what turned a boy named Edison, half-deaf and labeled uneducable, into a man who lit the world. He had a vision so clear, so alive, that failure didn't stop him. 10,000 failed experiments weren't failures to him, they were steps. That's where most people fall. Not from lack of intelligence, not from lack of talent, but from lack of direction. They scatter their energy like leaves in the wind. They want everything. And in chasing everything, they commit to nothing. And you cannot rise without commitment. Success demands sacrifice. It demands obsession. It demands that you cut away the noise, the distractions, the empty promises of comfort, and get deadly serious about where you're going. But belief, belief is the engine. Without belief, clarity is a dream without legs. Belief is what turns vision into motion. Belief is what drove a poor, awkward boy named Abraham Lincoln to teach himself law by candlelight in a cabin. Because he believed his life could mean something more. And that belief carried him through loss, through ridicule, through failure after failure, until he stood tall as one of history's most immortal figures. Most people fail at success because they let doubt take root. They water it daily with fear, feed it with comparison, and then wonder why their dreams don't grow. You cannot build a future on a foundation of doubt. You must choose belief. Not the kind that whispers, but the kind that roars. The kind that doesn't need evidence because it is the evidence. It becomes the compass. The inner fire. The unseen current that pulls you through the storm. But belief alone is not enough. It must be paired with vision. Vision is not just what you see with your eyes. Vision is what you feel in your bones. Disney had it. A man who was fired for lacking imagination, who mortgaged everything he had for an idea no one believed in because he saw what others could not. Vision is the bridge between what is and what could be. And if you don't build your own, you'll end up being a laborer in someone else's. The world is full of people working jobs they hate, living lives they settled for, because they never paused long enough to paint a vision worth bleeding for. So, take the time. Close your eyes. Strip away the noise. Ask yourself, if I could design my life from scratch, what would it look like? Not what's realistic, not what's safe. What do you want? There is power and desire. There is fire and purpose. And vision is where the two collide. But the bridge between vision and reality is built brick by brick with discipline. Discipline is the chisel in the hands of destiny. Most people fail because they think motivation will save them. Motivation is fleeting. It's an emotional sugar rush. Discipline is different. Discipline shows up when it's raining, when it's boring, when no one is watching. Discipline is what woke Kobe Bryant up at 4 a.m. It's what drove Beethoven to compose music he couldn't even hear. It's what made Napoleon Hill write, "Do not wait. The time will never be just right." Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline does. And when you combine clarity, belief, vision, and discipline, you become unstoppable. But there is one more enemy waiting in the shadows: distraction. We live in an age of noise, infinite scrolling, dopamine on demand. Your attention is the currency of this age, and every second you give away is a second you cannot reclaim. Most people fail at success not because they lack potential, but because they never focused long enough to bring their genius to life. Focus is the superpower of the 21st century. The ability to go deep while the world stays shallow. The ability to say no to 1,000 meaningless things so you can say yes to the one thing that matters.